Hey, thanks for being a part of the second episode of the show, where I like to premiere or present a featured cocktail, which is a gimlet, which is kind of near and dear to my brother Brandon here from back in school. But
Sir.
cheers before we get started. There we go. Yeah, so to shift gears or get into it, like, can you explain a little bit about yourself and what you do?
So for anybody watching, my name is Brandon Hadnot Walker. I'm originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Went to school with Justin at University of Wisconsin Whitewater, but I majored in media arts and game development. I'm a VFX artist and a graphic designer. I mainly do things like anytime you see a short film or a movie or something like that where you're seeing something flash across the screen, even an explosion that's not necessarily real when it comes to things like CGI or anything like that. That's the thing that I'm in the practice for. So I'm really skilled in a lot of the Adobe programs and everything like that, the softwares. Anybody who's available with the familiar with the Adobe Creative Suite, I pretty much I have a lot of skills in that. That's a long take as far as like who I am and what I do, but I have a huge affinity for all things digital, always have.
Well, I know we spoke a little bit on it yesterday, but how do you think creatively with COVID-19 or how things are, in the world, how do you think that's going to change, I guess, creative flows from artists or filmmakers?
Yeah, it's while it's gonna make things like really difficult too, for especially for gigs that rely on getting out to people and being on location for shooting a film. I think it's also going to breed the excellence of creativity because you're never at your strongest point than when you are stripped down of your more richer resources. When you just got to look around and deal with what you got, your
Yeah.
ideas tend to get really, really bright and creative. I've found lately, especially for me, even if all you got is a green screen and you know a little bit about color keying or chroma keying in Adobe After Effects or even Premiere, you already got some production equipment right there. You can use the sunlight coming in from a good window or something like that. So yeah, I can see both sides, and I don't want to like be insensitive and say like, oh, like it's all excuses if you can't do this or whatever, because I get it.
Yeah.
Like coming from having Ari Alexa camera or Ursa Mini that you're shooting on, and you're used to having a whole crew, and everybody's got their own roles, and you just feel the magic of being on a set. There's nothing like it. So when you're kind of like trapped or confined into your own place, and it's either just you or maybe you and a roommate, and that roommate is somebody that you just kind of got to drag along,
Yeah, right.
for the productions, it can be a little difficult. So my heart goes out to all the creatives out there because I know it's difficult. But when the pandemic first started, I was out of it, like
Yeah,
depressed,
really,
sad,
right? Yeah,
and
for real.
yeah. And then, I got some creative ideas and everything. I was just like, I'm gonna shoot this. I set up my little tripod in the corner. I put up my little green screen and everything with the little light stands, and I shot something. And it was on like a 5-second long thing. And you might have seen it on my Instagram. It's the thing with the hologram, with the
Yeah,
glove on the table.
yeah,
I
yeah.
shot that. So yeah, I mean, it's just know that your power hasn't just vanished just because of COVID-19 and just because we can't really go outside like that. You guys still got it.
Yeah, I know for me, just been writing more. I know in the process of being a filmmaker, you realize that you are gonna be a one-man band, like starting off. So just getting into writing heavy and looking up different tips and pointers on, getting that done. So I think I've been just grinding that out, trying to get my ideas out, and as well as shooting, inside, which is, man, it's different. I mean, I've shot in the house before, but I feel like now when you're a little limited, like you said before, it kind of pushes your creativity to make this whatever you do like great. It kind of reminds me of the show Room. What is it? Room 30.
Or
312 or something like that on HBO.
I heard it. I haven't watched it, but I've been hearing stuff about that.
Yeah, so I mean, basically, it's a show by these two brothers that are directors or filmmakers, and they bring different directors in and give them one basic rule: like you can tell any story, it can be about anything, but you can't leave the confines of this room.
I'm
So,
about to watch that.
speaking of shows, what have you been watching to kind of get your mind off
Man,
everything?
that's probably my favorite, and it sounds bad, but that's probably my favorite thing about like just the stay at home order is that I get to catch up on a lot of things. I finished up The Man in the High Castle, which is the Amazon Prime Video original, and
Okay.
that's good. If you love The Handmaid's Tale, watch that show.
Okay.
Like it's another show that's based on a book, um, and it's so well written, so well acted, so well shot. Where
Yeah.
it's just like if you're even just as a student of film, if you're watching it shot for shot, there's so much to learn in there. Um, I finished season 3 of Ozark. Jason Bateman is a director. Like he he directed the hell out of that show. What else? I just watched this movie last night that I rented called Underwater that had what's her name? Kirsten Stewart from the Twilight movies and other things, and it was okay. It had
Yeah,
some
I
good
see.
actors
I
in
seen
it.
it too.
Yeah. What else? Oh, finished up season 3 of Westworld. I liked it. It was different. Um, I've been
I
watching
haven't
stuff like
started that at all. I need to, you know what I mean? This is the perfect time to binge watch it all. So,
yeah, man. So yeah, those are the main things that I've been watching. And I feel, oh, I gotta give a shout out to Devs on it's a FX original, but it's FX on Hulu because they did a merger or something like that.
okay.
That was good. You would love that one. It's kind of like a Black Mirror kind of thing going on with it.
Okay. What is it called again?
Devs, DEVS.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was good.
I know. Well, you mentioned Ozark. What about the directing kind of like stood out to you?
Man, every scene is just so very carefully done. You could tell like the performances, Jason Bateman and whoever you got helping him, behind the scenes. They're all very talented actors, but they all just get so much pulled out of them, and the pacing is so well done as well with every scene.
Yeah.
Like if there's any show that builds tension as good as that, it's probably Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad that only matches that for me from what I've seen, because you got these everyday people and these everyday families, or it seems so, and you put them in this situation where it's just like, oh man, anybody could be in that situation if they got in too deep, or even just little things like a family dinner. If you could do a dinner scene and rise tension out of that, then you understand a very fundamental aspect of tension building and filmmaking, and he does that. Like I think that's my favorite thing that he's able to do is tension in that kind of series, and it catches a lot of people by surprise because he's normally known for like comedic acting and
Yeah.
everything. So when you take a comedy person and you give them something super serious, same thing happened with Craig Mazin when he did HBO's Chernobyl miniseries, docuseries thing. But Jason Bateman, yeah, and I think he helped write some of those episodes too, if not all of them. But if there's anything, it's got to be the directing the actors with the tension in those scenes, because every single character has a certain kind of arcs to them. Every single character has like motives and a secret that they, have been keeping that's going to unravel into other things. And season 3 is probably the best out of all of them. I thought that they wouldn't be able to top season 2.
Yeah, I started season 2, I think, because I seen season 1, thought that was good, and I'm on half of season 2, so I have to finish that up.